Hello, my dear companion on this meaningful journey through middle age. Today, I want to share with you a story about health, about what I've been through, the lessons I've learned, and the unexpected changes along the way. As we cross the threshold of 40, life seems to slow down a bit. The pace isn't as hurried as in our 20s. But it's at this stage that I've come to realize health is no longer something we can take for granted. Have you ever wondered what health really is? I used to think it simply meant not being sick, not having to stay in the hospital or take medicine. But now I understand that health is much deeper. It's not just the state of the body, but the harmony of mind and spirit. An old friend once told me, "Health is like gold, but we only realize its value when it's gone." Those words echo in my mind, especially as I began to feel the first signs of aging. Physical health is when you can walk without feeling weighed down, work without being bothered by aches and pains, or simply wake up each morning with a body full of energy. Mental health is when your mind is at ease, free from excessive stress or anxiety. And social health is when you have warm relationships with loved ones by your side to share life's moments. I've realized that if any one of these is missing, life feels incomplete. I'm telling you this story not to lecture, but simply to share a journey, one that you might be on or will soon experience. We, who have traveled more than half of life's road, deserve to live healthily and happily, don't we? Let me take you back to over a decade ago, when I was in my 30s. Life then was a never-ending whirlwind. Work at the office consumed most of my time, and at home there were children, meals, and countless unnamed tasks. I often worked late into the night, eating hastily, a quick sandwich one day, a cold box of rice the next. Rest? I barely knew the concept. I told myself, I'm still young, I can handle it. If I'm tired, a little break will fix it. But you know what? My body disagreed. Gradually, I started to feel less robust. Mornings became a struggle. I'd wake up feeling heavy, as if the world was pressing down on my shoulders. My back began to ache, first mildly, then to the point where I had to massage it constantly for relief. My head buzzed for no apparent reason. I comforted myself, thinking it was just work pressure and that things would settle once the busy period passed. But the truth was, I hadn't been listening to my body. Then one day, I bumped into Hung, an old college friend. We were the same age, but he looked so different, fit, with glowing skin and bright, lively eyes. Meanwhile, I saw myself in the mirror. Dark circles under my eyes, sluggish movements, and a weary body. Curious, I asked, "Hung, how do you look so healthy? What's your secret?" He smiled gently and said, "I've learned to take care of myself. Health is the top priority, my friend." His words were a wake-up call. I realized I had neglected my health for far too long. I began to look around and saw that I wasn't alone. Many friends and colleagues my age were struggling with similar issues. We were so caught up in work and family responsibilities that we forgot that without health, everything else loses meaning. Part of it was due to a lack of knowledge. I used to think that as long as I wasn't seriously ill, I was fine. But health is something that needs daily attention, not just when problems arise. Technology also played a role in this. I spent hours in front of the computer, and at night, I'd scroll through my phone until late. My sleep was disrupted, my eyes were strained, and my mind was always tense. I knew I needed to change, but I didn't know where or how to start. After meeting Hung, I decided I couldn't continue living like that. I didn't want my body to keep deteriorating, nor did I want my middle years to be filled with fatigue and medication. I began to explore, step by step, how to raise my awareness of health and incorporate it into my life. First, I attended a health seminar organized by my neighborhood. There, I learned that knowledge is key. An expert said, "You can't take care of your health if you don't understand what your body needs." I started reading books, watching videos on nutrition, and even signed up for a short online course on healthy living. I realized that health isn't complicated. Sometimes, small changes make a big difference. I decided to start with exercise. Each morning, I woke up a little earlier, put on comfortable clothes, and walked around the nearby park. At first, I could only manage 15 minutes before panting, but I didn't give up. Gradually, I increased it to 30 minutes, then 45. The cool morning breeze through my hair, the chirping birds, and the steady rhythm of my steps filled me with energy. I no longer felt sluggish. Instead, I felt light and invigorated. Diet was another major change. I used to love fast food burgers, fried chicken, and sweet milk teas. But I knew they weren't good for me. I started replacing them with greens, fruits, and home-cooked meals. I learned to make simple salads with tomatoes, cucumbers, and a drizzle of olive oil. For breakfast, I'd have oatmeal with banana slices and walnuts. At first, I missed the rich flavors of fried food, but I soon discovered that healthy meals have their own deliciousness. Sleep. Oh, that was a real revolution. I used to stay up until 1 or 2 a.m. working or watching movies, but now I aim to be in bed by 11 p.m. I turned off my phone, kept the room dark and quiet, and tried to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Believe it or not, after just a week, I noticed a difference. My mind was clearer, my work more efficient, and those unexplained headaches vanished. I also learned to manage stress. I joined a yoga class organized by a neighbor. At first, I was clumsy, and the stretches made me wince in pain. But I got used to it. Twice a week, I'd practice yoga with a few friends and learn deep breathing techniques. I also dedicated 10 minutes each day to meditation. Simply closing my eyes, focusing on my breath, and letting worries fade away. This helped me stay calm. I no longer snapped at my children or colleagues as easily. Finally, I realized that the environment affects health greatly. I suggested to my company that we create a small area for employees to exercise during breaks. Luckily, my boss agreed. Now, we have a few treadmills and yoga mats right in the office. My colleagues started joining in, and the workplace atmosphere became more cheerful and positive. On this journey, I met many wonderful people who inspired me with their stories. One of them is Nam, my yoga classmate. He once had type 2 diabetes due to uncontrolled eating, too much sugar and starch. When diagnosed, he was shocked but determined to change. He started jogging every morning, cut sugar from his coffee, and ate plenty of vegetables. In just 6 months, he lost 10 kilograms, stabilized his blood sugar, and looked 10 years younger. He laughed and told me, "I didn't think I could do it, but once you start, it gets easier." Another person is Lon, my colleague. She used to suffer from severe stress due to work pressure. At one point, she could barely sleep, always anxious and irritable. I invited her to join yoga, and she agreed to try. She also spent more time with her family, walking with her husband and kids on weekends and reading books instead of staring at the computer at night. After 3 months, she was transformed. She said, "I can't believe such small changes made life so much lighter. Thank you for inviting me." Seeing her smile warmed my heart. These stories reminded me that it's never too late to start. Whether you're 40, 50, or older, with determination, your health can improve day by day. Looking back on my journey, I realized that health is our most precious asset. From being tired and indifferent to my body, I now feel more vibrant and healthier. These changes not only benefited me but also spread to my family and those around me. My children started eating vegetables with me, and my husband joined me for evening walks. Even my colleagues became more health-conscious thanks to the small changes in the office. I want to tell you that you don't need to do anything grand. Start today with the smallest steps. Walk to the nearby market instead of driving, swap soda for a glass of cool water, or simply take 10 minutes to sit quietly, breathe, and relax. Health isn't a destination but a wonderful tool to help you enjoy life more fully. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope that somewhere in these words, you'll find the motivation to take care of yourself, to live healthier and happier each day. We, in our middle years, still have a long road ahead to savor, don't we?